Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
It's Friday. It's finally the weekend.
Cheers to that. Where's
I
your
don't even have my
You have a
coffee in my
drink.
hand.
You have a drink. Cheers to that.
Cheers. What's up, fuckers?
Um, we're gonna get into a conversation that we started on a walk the other day.
Yeah,
And we were like, let's bring it to the podcast because we want to know what y'all think.
because that's how half of our ideas come to us is just conversation between the two of us, and then after we're like, damn,
I feel like we
we
have
should have been recording
I
that.
feel like we have a lot of conversations with friends or random people and we're like, that was a podcast episode.
If only you could just press a button in midair.
Yeah. I mean, you
So
kind of can.
our conversation was surrounding
Sorry.
bye. Um, growth as a whole, growth in general, but I think, like, growth since coming out and, some of the things that I think too often get normalized until you realize that they're not actually normal at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've overcome a lot. I feel like I
Yeah.
had so much self growth and I wouldn't be here today as comfortable as I am in my own skin. And I
Mhm.
know I talk a lot about gender dysphoria and being uncomfortable, and having my top surgery date has even opened up new areas of me liking myself
Mhm.
with that date on the calendar. But most importantly, I'm able to think through and make decisions for myself based on what feels the best for me. I'm not trying to fit a certain mold or people please or make myself like attractive for someone else.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge part of what we've learned together and separately, just going from being with men and making a lot of your decisions based off of making them happy,
Mhm.
or and it goes for like every gender obviously, but I think women as a whole too often think that their decisions and how they dress and what they do and where they go should all be surrounding the acceptance
Mhm.
of a man.
Mhm.
And it's just so not necessary. But when we were talking about this, we kind of threw out there that when we first started dating and even after coming out, we were still doing just that.
Mhm.
And we spent quite some time.
I don't think I was doing it to like the level that I was prior.
No,
In my
I
30s,
hope not.
no, God no. In my 30s, I was very much knew I could present myself a certain way and get the attention and validation that I needed at the time that I thought was like filling me up inside.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um yeah, I think I recognize it with, different people, especially like on social media when they're showing off this, I don't even know what to call it, this validation or this acceptance from men. While I'm fine with having friends that are straight men. I am fine with that. However, I do think that when you still position it in a way of sexualizing your relationship, it's an ick for me.
Yeah.
It's an ick. And I think while it might not be an ick for everybody and some people might like that, I think that's why I had a hard time um, watching Hunting Wives.
Hmm.
And
Same.
everybody came at me as if, like, I was making this big mistake and saying, all of the things. I didn't have all of the information when I did the video because I was only on episode 3 when I made that video. But the way it was, and everyone was like, "They're not lesbians, they're bisexuals." And then like, maybe that gray area gets too fucked with
But I think that
online.
that's part of the problem is that, like, I think too many women get stuck in labeling themselves as bisexual because they think that they have an attraction to men when really it's not an attraction. It's more so just what's been engraved, what you've been taught.
Mhm,
Like, you're supposed to turn men on. You're supposed to get the attention when you go out. You're supposed to do all of these things, and you square it up to, like, okay, well, I'm still a level of attracted towards it, when really I think graduating from bisexuality to just straight
mhm,
lesbianism is a very hard jump for a lot of women.
mhm.
And I don't think that some people don't and in the bisexual category, and that's where they are happy. I just think there's a large amount of women that don't cross that path, like, into that new path because of compat.
Mhm.
Like, it's
Mhm.
because of normalities that have been created.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that there was a time that I'm not proud of, but I was addicted to the, um, the attention.
Yeah.
Like, you've heard the term, like, attention whore. I was addicted to the attention because I wasn't loving myself the way when you're loving yourself a certain way, you don't search for it in, like, just, like, the most random ways on the outside, right? And so because I wasn't really loving myself and I wasn't respecting myself, I was craving attention, I was craving love, and I was getting it in all the wrong places, but going through, like, almost on autopilot, like, it was easy, and it was at the time, it was enough to make me feel confident.
Yeah. I think in the moment it made you feel okay. I think in the bigger picture, like you said, you weren't loving yourself right. And I
Mhm.
think once you learn how to love yourself right, you learn that you don't really need acceptance from anyone
Yeah.
when it really comes down to it. Um, I think for me it's an ick because it takes so much work to get to the other side that then watching um certain people, couples, women, lesbians turn it into this whole like joke or idea of we'll invite this person or that person or I don't know, just like toying with the attention that they're getting because they're lesbians. It's not because of any other reason except girl on girl action. Oh my God, fuck yeah. And then, like you said, you know how to run with it when an
Mhm.
opportunity is given. And
Mhm.
mm,
Yeah, I remember, like, the days back in college when it was, like, the group of women that I was hanging out with, we knew if we wanted free drinks, like, we could make out together
right,
at the bar, and we
right,
could get our drinks paid for us all night. It's like that mindset of, like, yeah, I can, like it's like taking candy from a baby,
right.
you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm glad that we've graduated from where we were when we first met to the phase that we did go through where we were still in that same mindset, and I think like I told you on our walk the other day, I have to remind myself that everyone's timeline looks different.
Mhm,
Whether it's about coming out or about men's acceptance and approval or whatever the case may be, not everybody's going to learn the same lessons or have the same growth at the same time that I did.
mhm,
And so I try to step back and understand that and just realize that, like, to each their own. But I'm really proud of us for being able to say that we no longer dress for men's acceptance or um, make love for men's viewing pleasures
mhm,
or
mhm.
any of it because it never made me feel any kind of like, fuck yeah, I'm proud of myself or I feel accomplished or,
Well, and I also think there's something important about protecting some having some privacy and protecting and having certain boundaries, um, that keep your relationship private.
mm-hmm,
And as content creators, um,
you already share
you're
so
sharing so much and you're bringing people along on your journey, and that is great. But when you start sharing every layer,
mhm.
it makes things feel less authentic,
Yeah.
less real and purposeful, and all of the details, get really muddy. And
No, and it just leaves little for the imagination. Your whole relationship is transparent, and that
Mhm.
takes away the intimacy that you create with your partner, with your person.
One, like, I was thinking, like, one of my moments when I cut my hair short.
Mhm.
Now, cutting my hair short was not my first time ever having short hair, but cutting my hair short and, like, actually getting, like, a fade, like, that
Mhm.
was a first for me. I had never experienced that. And I think I had to work through a lot of internal conversations of me feeling like, "Oh my gosh, what if" when you can be attractive for either side of the
Mhm.
playing field,
Yeah.
that's a comfortable feeling. I'm not gonna lie, that is a comfortable feeling. Yeah.
And I think it's all about how you present yourself, how you dress, how you all of the things, whatever, but I think the mindset behind whether or not someone's looking at me in a bar, I have no desire to care.
Mhm,
Like, I don't notice the men that look at me. I don't
mhm.
care. I don't even give them the time of day, and, like, that's the part that on your own, in your own, like, what do you need to know that you're okay with where you're at? And once you can let go of that part of it, shit,
It feels great. I
it's
mean,
real
like,
nice.
um, so I had to have these conversations with myself to get to, that comfortable place of not giving a shit, if I'm accepted on one side or the other side or, liked or found attractive, and, um, there was a shift of happiness that came when I stopped getting, like, the googly eyes or the ups and down looks and the head turns from men. When that went away, for
Mm.
me, that felt like a relief.
Do you feel like you ever get that still? Like, have you
Not
noticed
the
at all
same,
since
no, not the
your
same,
shift?
not the same kind of, "You're a piece of meat." I don't get the look like they would fucking devour me, no. I don't get that look. I haven't
You
and
get that look from me.
well, yeah, of course, so and it better stay that way now. Um, I want to, maybe I'm not looking anymore, maybe I'm not noticing it anymore,
Yeah, because if I'm being honest, like, I don't really get them either, but I always have. But
but
again,
you
I don't
do.
pay
You're
attention.
not paying attention because I see it.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to fight off, like, two, teams,
Yeah.
like, both sides. I have to fight off for you. But, like, when it comes to me, I feel like I'm not getting the head turns like I used to, and
But it's not like you're missing out
there
on
was something
it.
I had to unprogram when I was going through those stages of saying, like, I don't need that acceptance. I don't need that validation. That doesn't matter because I was trained to continuously think that I had to carry myself a certain way. And you do change the way you walk or you carry yourself when you stand and you hold your shoulders back a certain way. You present yourself a certain way for men, whether you realize it or not. You do.
Mm,
You're trained to.
do you feel like you do?
Not anymore.
Right.
Cause
Okay, so
like,
you're
yeah.
saying, like, before you hit that, like,
Yes. Before I hit
gotcha.
that like mindset.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not no, not
'Cause I was gonna
anymore.
say, I can't remember the last time I walked into the room and a man made me change anything about myself
Since coming out.
since well, even after coming out. That didn't happen just because I came out, but yeah, since coming out.
But you got further and further away from
Mhm.
feeling like you had to, be accepted or and
100%.
something that turns a man on.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I guess for me, I would like to see more couples, more lesbian couples, um, owning it and using your platform in a more positive aspect because I do feel like there is something taken away from a true lesbian intimacy moment, relationship, what have you. I feel like there's something that like just
That's not just squared up to, "Oh, that's hot."
yeah, I don't know. I think we're represented.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think we're misrepresenting ourselves as
Mhm.
lesbians ourselves. Yeah, and I think too that there's this idea that lesbians hate men. Actually, I know for a fact that there's this idea that lesbians hate men. I don't think that that's true for all people, and whether or not it is, and there's this whole movement lately that lesbians need to show
I think a
men
lot of people hate
that we
men right
don't
now. I
hate
just want to point
them.
that out.
I feel like there's a way to also prove the point that you don't hate a man without allowing them to take advantage of your sexuality,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Mhm.
It's the best way that I can kind of wrap it all up into one sentence is like, be friends with men if you want to. Love the fuck out of men if you want to. But if you're a lesbian, don't use your sexuality as a way to butter them up or
Mhm.
make them think you like them. That's icky.
Mhm.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I love, kicking it with the bros. I love being one of the bros.
Mhm.
But, I don't want to be looked at as something that's put here to exist to turn someone else on
For the
that's
bro.
other than you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be I don't need to be that.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
I think that's growth.
I think we've
Huge.
had so much growth since we met each other, and it's just gonna continue, and I'm really proud of both of us, but mostly I'm proud of myself because sometimes I feel so much older than I am with everything that I have been through, and instead of letting certain really hard times in my life break me or allow me to, like, backtrack, I just keep going and growing, and it's like,
Mhm,
holy shit, for only 33, I've learned lessons that I see people who are in, like, their 50s still not learning,
mhm,
and, again, everyone's timeline is different, but I'm really proud of myself for where I'm at.
mhm. Yeah. It takes a lot of behind the scenes work that
Yeah.
I think sometimes we get so wrapped up in sharing, like, the happy stuff and the love stories and the cute videos of us, dancing around or holding each other.
Mhm.
Um, but the real raw behind the scenes of, like, doing the hard work, like,
Right.
that was and it feels like we've been doing it for a long time, but it hasn't been that long.
No.
Hasn't.
Nope. I'm excited to see where we're at this time next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. As growth continues.
Mhm. Yeah, you guys, it's getting so close to my top surgery that, I had, like, a moment of panic, this week when I looked at the calendar and, like, next week is October,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my god," I'm, like, down to the last month and, like, gathering all of our list of supplies that we'll need in the recovery, stage, and just mentally trying to get myself in a good place.
Do you feel like mentally you are in a good place at this time?
I feel like I wanna say yes, but I'm afraid of the unknown, of, like, I'm gonna be hit with stuff that I didn't even know is I'm gonna feel.
Right.
So I can't yeah, I don't I think I have a good plan in place.
Yeah. I think you have to prepare for the worst, hope for the best type thing in your head
Yeah.
and understand that, like, everybody's healing process looks different. So,
Mhm. Everybody's healing process looks different. Everybody's scars look different. Everybody's nipples or no nipples look you know what I mean? Like,
mhm.
there's so many things, and I've watched video after video, of people sharing their story and their journey, and it's great, and it's helpful, and I love it, and I save it, but I remind myself, like, I cannot expect to look like this person. I cannot expect to look
Right.
like that person. I'm going to look however I look, and I'm going to learn to love that person.
You're gonna be beautiful no matter what.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
I had a coworker ask me the other day, was like, "So, when you get your top surgery, does that mean, like, when you go to the beach, you're gonna, like, go topless?" And I've, like, been thinking about it because I was like, "Well, yes, but, like, I guess only if I'm comfortable, like, but I think so, like, I think I'm going to," and it's just funny how, uh, um, I guess, like, there's gonna be this moment of, like, feeling so free, like, being allowed to take my shirt off and
Yeah.
not be told to put my shirt back on. I've never experienced that before
Right.
in public, so that's gonna be a feeling that I probably will never forget.
I think there's gonna be lots of those.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of those little moments. And I will be camera ready,
Yeah,
recording
I want
all
you
of
to
the big
document everything. I
moments.
want you to
I'm
document it
going to.
all, and even the, not so pretty happy things,
Yeah.
because that's growth,
Yeah.
you know?
It'll be
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.